U.S. intelligence warned in November that coronavirus spreading in China could be cataclysmic event, report. Yeah, but no biggie because it will all be over by Easter. They didn't say which Easter. Stupid science bitch couldn't even make I more smarter, no look report. From DNA analysis, the patient 0 in China was infected on November 17. https://www. Newsweek.com/China traces coronavirus back first confirmed patient 0-1492327. How did the U.S. intelligence manage to find out about the coronavirus so quickly, considering the fact that by all accounts, the Chinese government didn't know until end of December? Next time choose a president who can read. I love how the current narrative from leadership is that China hid the severity from us and we couldn't have known how bad this would be. Even without this new report, did anyone honestly buy that? China shut down an area with a population of 11 million people before breaking triple-digit deaths, and that didn't set off any red flags that maybe the situation wasn't on the level? How is it better to admit systematic incompetence than to just say Trump failed to act on the information presented? You know who would have read that report? The White House World Pandemic Team. Had they not all been fired in 2018, that is. Edit. Glad this has sparked some good conversation. I'm going to leave a link to a fact check here. There is a lot of debate about this being true or not. I have seen some fact checks posted saying it is not true. You will have to decide yourself and consider what information you can trust. Wish you all the best. https://www. Snopes.com/fact-check/Trump fire pandemic team/ How the hell did they know enough to issue warnings about it in November? For the longest time, the first case was suspected to be somebody who was sick in early December. Knowing before the general public is one thing, but this is apparently prescient intelligence gathering. Trump also fired and disbanded our pandemic response team and our expert epidemiologist in China. Edit. Source: https://theintercept.com/2020/03/14/ Trump says no idea pandemic response team disbanded. That's true. I put on Fox News just for the hell of it while working this morning. They must have spent at least 3 hours pushing the whole who is to blame narrative. I remember reading something related early last year. Yep, found it. https://time.com/5518947/ Donald Trump Intelligence Briefings National Security/ February 5, 2019. In the wake of President Donald Trump's renewed attacks on the U.S. intelligence community this week, senior intelligence briefers are breaking 2 years of silence to warn that the president is endangering American security with what they say is a stubborn disregard for their assessments. Citing multiple in-person episodes, these intelligence officials say Trump displays what one called willful ignorance when presented with analyses generated by America's $81 billion a year intelligence services. The officials, who include analysts who prepare Trump's briefs and the briefers themselves, describe futile attempts to keep his attention by using visual aids, confining some briefing points to 2 or 3 sentences, and repeating his name and title as frequently as possible. What is most troubling, say these officials and others in government and on Capitol Hill who have been briefed on the episodes, are Trump's angry reactions when he is given information that contradicts positions he has taken or beliefs he holds. 2 intelligence officers even reported that they have been warned to avoid giving the president intelligence assessments that contradict stances he has taken in public. It would be nice if the people who like to leak warnings of cataclysmic events 5 months after the fact would consider leaking these dire warnings when they find out about them. When I read stuff like this, I have to wonder how often cataclysmic warnings make it to the White House. If this is a weekly occurrence, then eventually one of them will be right, but you can't tackle everyone. Wait, what? The first known patient was on December 1st, the first known patient with symptoms that admitted themselves were on December 8th. Remember Li Wenliang? That was on December 31st. How did they know a new virus was spreading before the doctors? Or it's misreported by ABC and the warning was a general statement about a danger of a novel virus. The White House doesn't trust its intelligence agencies. It was waiting on memo from Russia. In regards to criticism of China's initial response to the coronavirus, I'm reminded of the old saying that people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. The US administration initial response was full of lies, denials, and misinformation about the pandemic in our country. November. Call me a Chinese shill or Trump supporter or anything, I just don't find that convincing. Look, I know there's retrospect study suggesting COVID-19 cases trace back to December 1st, and there's a report saying Chinese government actually traced it back to November 17th, but those are a different story. Those dates do not equal the point when the epidemic was recognized. For what we know, the hospitals and health workers in Wuhan only realized a possible new epidemic in December, no matter when the patient zero was infected. Any suppression of information from Chinese government came after the doctors in Wuhan knew about this, or there's nothing to suppress. And if any intelligence branch, for whatever reason, send off an alarm earlier than doctors realizing something, I'd say it's more likely crying wolf. Unless they were collecting data from everyone's smartphone searches and found cough began trending in November, that seems more possible now, but still unlikely. Majority of Chinese smartphones don't have Google services installed. I currently work at a hospital in the USA. One of the things that I just learned is that the hospitals are not telling us how many coronavirus patients are passing away from the disease. They will tell us how many patients we have that tested positive. I feel we don't know how many other hospitals are doing the same. Not giving us the right information. Congress took immediate action by selling off stock. Our intelligence agencies all seem to be really good at letting crisis happen. Makes you wonder if it benefits them at all. Anyone notice the intelligence community always has perfect knowledge of a situation after it happened? Except that is an entirely false story. But fuck the facts. They also were warned before September 11th. But the first official case of COVID was in December. So someone is lying. No, I don't take responsibility. Well, it's not like the people in the Trump administration just sat around. Many of them began working hard on finding ways that they could personally profit on that information. There is obviously only one possible solution: fire anyone in the intelligence community involved. And close down the National Center for Medical Intelligence. Nothing to see here except some fake news. /S, just in case. Patient 0 gets infected November 17th. Disease takes an average of 10 days before you start showing symptoms. US intelligence somehow knew of the threats of this pandemic before anyone in the world even identified it as a new virus. Okay, Bin Laden determined to strike in U.S. Okay, but the economy. We had to keep turning numbers into bigger numbers until the last possible second. A few million lives is a small price to pay to put some money in a CEO's bank account that he won't spend in his entire lifetime. And hey, we got senators that need a vacation home they can flee to when things get bad. LOL, but the Trump supporters are just focused on blaming the WHO. They are too stupid to see that all Trump does is deflect and blame, every fucking time. They think he's a hero for closing the border to China. I just can't understand how these people exist. Time for Trump to say that nobody could have ever seen this coming. Again. Even though he said he saw this as a pandemic long before it was called a pandemic.